you want to know how I wrote this song. I had sort of a story behind it. I was in the front living room over here, and I was about 23 years old. I just moved back from living away from home for a couple of years, living on my own. And I was grateful to be back, but I was really miserable at living back with my parents again. So I was looking out the window at the chickadees, and they were flitting around in the bushes. And I thought, if I was a chickadee, I would fly to Memphis, Tennessee, because that's where I wanted to go all the time. So that was a line, so I wrote it down. I started playing it on the piano, and I started coming up with this little riff. Da-da-da. Followed it up. Gotta fly. And gotta fly was just an expression that people used in those days. Gotta fly, gotta go, you know. So right around that time, I'm working out a couple of verses, but I can't think of any more birds besides chickadees. And my mother comes home. I'm like, oh, great, my mother's home. Now I'm not going to get anything done because you're just going to talk about stuff. But right when she came in the door, I said, Mom, I need a bird that's 3 syllables. And, you know, she's like, Oriole. I'm like, no, that's no good. Another one. She's like, well, how about like a mockingbird? Like bird, like rhymes with word. Like if I were a mockingbird, I'd fly away. That's perfect. All right, I'll see you later. And I just, you know, I read it and I finished writing the words. And then the song kind of sat for a couple of years. So Paul was like, hey, we should do that. We should record that one. So we recorded it twice. Once for I Want You to Know in '96. We recorded it as a trio with Ronnie Earl, and then we did it as a duo on the Night in Woodstock CD. And it's sort of one of the mainstays of our shows these days. I introduce it sometimes as a homegrown song, you know. But the connections, some of the connections I made in the song were with just lines I'd read in books that really stuck with me, like Alice Walker talks about, I think in The Temple of My Familiar, she says, can a person's soul just fly away if you won't read a book they asked you to read? And that was in there somewhere, and Orson Scott Card in one of his Alvin Maker series, which I was reading at the time, talked about transformation legends, transformation myths in African culture, and how people would transform themselves into birds to escape, to escape oppression, escape troubled situations. So all that kind of came together in the song as I was writing it, even though it's just a simple blues song. So, yeah. And then combine that with a Sonny Boy Williamson riff, and away we go.